Welcome to another episode of TickingBomb.com. So, welcome to my new website. I finally have it up and running. My last two episodes, it was looking like it was going to take a little bit longer than expected. So, here I am about 2 weeks later with it up and running. I've been playing around with it for the last couple of days, tinkering, tooling around. Uh, Nothing's perfect in the world, but for the most part, I like it. There's a few shortcomings that I wasn't anticipating, and we're gonna hash that out over the next couple of weeks. In about 6 to 8 weeks, probably 9 or 10 weeks, there's gonna be some major changes. I'm not a website guru. I know a little bit about it, but working with my development team, we came up with ideas that I did not know existed, and I figured that out when we started deploying this. I'm like, oh, we can do this and we can do that. Well, I have a lot more to do now with my website. So, the big hang up for me is I can only get three topics in the body here. And I wanted it to go infinite where you could keep scrolling down for a little while and then it would eventually fall off the end. Um, as I push more content on here. And then this trending area, that's going to be let's say trending news. So right here, I'm going to have the word left and right, left wing and right wing. And basically, it's going to uh, uh, websites that tend to be left based or right based, the talking points. So maybe that'll be talking points. It'll be the left and the right. So you'll be able to see what the left is saying about a specific topic, or the right will be. And then the body will fit more my own ideology, just topics in general. Maybe this might be more geopolitics, other news, miscellaneous news. I don't know. There's a few ways to handle this, and I'll figure that out when I actually get there. I'm not too worried about it right now. But so that's my website. You can also use resources, which functions. How would I say it? It's a tool for news junkies like me. I love current events. So if you like current events, this is going to be your favorite page. Think of this as folders, and within each of the folders are links. So I just started on it, and it's going to be much larger. There's going to be a lot of detail here. There's going to be a little cleanup too. But for right now, you have a couple of right articles, couple or right websites, left websites, right wing. I can't talk right now. Right wing based and left wing based. Some center. I know that's subjective. Most media is left as it is. I tend to be more libertarian, conservative minded. So that will be very well known when you listen to me on you'll know my views on a lot of things. I'm very opinionated, very conservative, very free market enterprise kind of guy. So, tools, right? I only have a couple of tools in here. Plane crash map, right? So you can come in here and pick any state. So I chose Florida. So you'll be able to literally go back all the way back to like when they started recording it back in the 70s. You'll be able to find plane crashes. And if you find one that's interesting where they actually crashed in the water, like especially near the shore, you can actually go to Google Maps and then zoom in right on that area, and you'll actually see some of these planes still sitting in the water. Um, so, um, before I get into the news, let me just back up. I'm gonna have financial tools in there. My favorite, the U.S. debt clock. Right? Everybody loves the U.S. debt clock. And I have a lot more. Oh, the Visual Capitalist. I love this website. I'm not gonna click on it. I'm gonna let you find it. Go to TickingBomb.com and go to the resources page, and then right here on financial, and go right to the Visual Capitalist. International. Yeah, this is growing. There's going to be a lot, and there's going to be many folders here. things that I find interesting. And you'll be surprised. It'll be interesting. Trust me. Let's get in the news. Oh, pay attention to this little guy right here. Doesn't work right now. You can click on it. Nothing happens. I have a subreddit. I created a subreddit, and I'll get into it, but I'll give you a teaser. Basically, I created a subreddit where people who follow me and enjoy current events, or maybe you're a news junkie, you can go to my subreddit. And in my community that I created, you'll be able to push links of articles that you find interesting, or you can probably find me on Twitter, which is Ticking Bomb Com. All of my aliases are Ticking Bomb Com without the period in it. It was too hard finding Ticking Bomb on every platform. So let's get in the news. In my last two videos, I talked about what's really going on in the world with this Russia thing and China thing. And this, I'm just covering some data points. I want you to think about this with the BRICS system. I was always skeptic. I was a skeptic of the BRICS system. But as times move forward, it's become plainly obvious. You will not see this in the mainstream media. You will not find anyone really talking about it, except in more recent times, especially since Ukraine and Taiwan right now getting bombed in their waters surrounding them. So there's stuff going on, but if you look for these articles, you can see them there plain as day. So these first two links are just for the novice, one who doesn't necessarily follow monetary policy. The BRICS system is with these leaders of countries, is a group of countries that have teamed up together to function without having to go through the US dollar. In time past, it's been considered a joke. I always thought of it as serious. You know, here you have countries that are wanting to go outside the US dollar. I'm not going to get into the geopolitics of it, but you can understand that there's good reason for other countries that don't want to live up to standards that others are trying to impose on them. So they're going to naturally try to find other ways around it. So long story short, the BRICS is these guys right here. These are the leaders of the country. There are five major emerging economies of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So this is 2021. So this is almost a year ago. They had their little get together, little shindig. So here you have foreign policy, FP, foreignpolicy.com. I'm going to read this paragraph. Tell me if you can hear the snootiness behind it. This attention of the meeting, right, stood in contrast to U.S. media coverage, where there was noticeable silence. Past BRICS summits have invariably drawn at least a trickle of U.S. media coverage, usually in the form of commentary on the irrelevance, dysfunction, or inevitable demise of BRICS as an institution. Wow. Yeah. Is it me? Could you feel it? A later iteration of BRICS added South Africa. So that's why I turned from BRIC to BRICS. None of the BRICS economies are predicted to expand except for China's. Gosh, this is just ruthless. Looking only at these factors, it is no wonder analysts have been pessimistic about BRICS' future and efficacy. Yeah. Wow. But let's find a little bit more. 2019, Russia suggests digital currency for BRICS nations. Now, for me, in my book, that's discussing growing your system, right? That was before this time, but I'm just saying, just take it as a data point. Trumpet. And no, this is April 21st of this year, right? So last year, they're mocking them. Now, Russia and China, and trust me, I am not a Russia-China sympathizer here. I'll leave it at that. Um, but is BRICS building a new world financial system, right? Russia and China are brewing, this is June 24th. Russia and China are brewing up a challenge to dollar dominance by creating a new reserve currency. BRICS countries are working on an alternative reserve currency that would rival the IMF's SDR. Yeah, how about the US dollar, too? Russia is ready to develop a new global reserve currency alongside China and other BRICS nations on a potential challenge to the dominance of the US dollar. Here we have July 11th. China and Russia want to replace US dollar with BRICS currencies. And then my favorite, Global Times, which is the financial mouthpiece of the Chinese Communist Party, uh, paid for by them. BRICS could create its own reserve currency. Russia's Medvedev says, I'm horrible at names. But, and that was July 13th. You know, when you do a Google search on BRICS, especially in the news, you see scattered. Even if you went to Google Trends, it's just small potatoes. It's just not there. But if you go to Google Trends, maybe I can go to it real quick. Google Trends, right? Let's go Google Trends. I'll type in BRICS. Yeah, look at that. That's only for the 1 year. And let me change that to 5 years. I don't know what was going on there. But this peaked that. But for the most part, so here, back in February, right? Yeah, look at that. So about mid-February is about the time that Russia invaded Ukraine. But then all of a sudden you start seeing this BRICS nonsense creeping up real fast. But the point is here my point is that you have a as things happen and people become aware, it's like the supply chain crisis. I'll use that as an example. Supply chain was never really in our vocabulary naturally, but now if you go to the store, you talk to you go to get something fixed, and you talk to the parts guy, and you ask them like, "Hey, well, how's the supply chain going for you?" And they'll tell you how miserable it is. It's in everybody's conscious mind. It's seared there for now. Um, this is going to be a part of everyone's conversation in the near future, I believe. Um, it's just there. It's something that's happening in the background of life. You have all of them. Oh, and here's an interesting one, right? This article is July 18th. BRICS expansion, 5 new members in 2023, following Russia's announcement of Iran and Argentina's BRICS membership bids. The alliance president reveals that Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Egypt have the same plans. Yeah, I bet they do. Um, just over 2 weeks after Russian state media announced that Iran and Argentina filed their official applications to join BRICS, alliance president, that guy, revealed that Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Egypt began the process of making the same move. Right? So my point is that over the last couple of years, and especially in more recent history, just these last couple months, as Russia is working, uh, battling it out in Ukraine, and now China is doing their thing outside of the coast of Taiwan. Think about it. What does the BRICS really do? Well, if these countries don't want to live up to, let's say, standards that another country is trying to push on them, they're going to naturally just say, hey, why, if we can't join them, why do we even bother with them? Why don't we just come up with our own system? And that's exactly what the BRICS is all about. They don't want the heavy hammer of sanctions coming down on them. So they have preemptively, for years now, worked on a BRICS system, and there's been stability there. And now it's matured enough. I mean, last year they were talking about making it digital, but it's matured enough to where they can actually just say, hey, we're here and we don't need the US dollar anymore. And this is a move in that direction. So at the end of the day, it's becoming seared in people's minds, and this is going to continue to grow. And everyone's wondering if this guy, the Red Dragon, is going to go into Taiwan right now. So I don't think they will. I wonder if they will. I doubt it right now. I think they're just they're putting everybody on notice, and they're going to retreat. And maybe sometime later on in the fall, maybe even winter, they'll do the same thing that Russia did. Um, Especially with the geopolitics that they're going to have to deal with if Trump becomes president. I think if I was Xi Jinping, right, I would definitely go into Taiwan in the very near future while Sleepy Joe is sleeping behind the wheel of the White House. And plus, he's had COVID, right? Which, no, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theory, but think about it. He's been on COVID, repeat COVID, quadruple vaxxed, um, caught it twice, days apart, and now he's hiding, right? So here you have all of this going on in the world, a lot of a lot of drama, and Biden is gone. Someone as in the Oval Office is sitting at a computer typing on Twitter as if it's him talking, but that guy has not been seen for the last couple of weeks. Last 2 weeks, I want to say. Very minimal. So I wonder what's going on there. Part of me says is if he's really bad, right? If he's really bad and he's hiding in his basement, be prepared. Be prepared for this guy right here. So, anyways, that's about it. I don't want to go too deep. I only jumped on because it was getting late, and I wanted to just do a shout out to. Oh, just so you know, I have one follower. Actually, two. One of them is me. I'm following myself, and the other one, I don't know who it is, but I'm happy that I have somebody following me. And welcome and thank you, because you're probably the only one that's going to get this in your thread. So, back to my website. I like it. This is going to be a lot of fun. Um, I wanted to take you into my subreddit. Oh, I should have had it there for you, right? So, this is my subreddit. You can come here anytime. And I'm probably going to do a separate video on this and how I got to do a little bit of customization. But eventually you'll be able to come here and say, you know what? Oh, I got to put this, I got to get this, I got to do a shout out to Ticking Bomb, right? And you can also do it on Twitter too. But this is more for the news junkies, the diehards that really love news, especially if there's hypocrisy or any kind of, wow, look at that in the news, that type of mindset. You'll be able to come right here, whether it be a meme, a video, a news link. I might even do polls. And you'll be able to do Flare to help categorize it. So, breaking news, red alert, busted, left wing ideology, right wing ideology. You'll be able to post it on here. And basically, my subreddit, right? Let me just go back. My subreddit is going to be set up as a way to discuss topics that are happening in the world, and that way it'll be on my radar. So if you put anything on Ticking Bomb Com, right? Notice that without the dot, Ticking Bomb Com, you'll be able to you'll be on my radar right away. I might even say hi. So, and I'll even give you a little upvote. But outside of that, this is just for fun. Oh, and check this out. I love this. I absolutely love this. I absolutely love it.
The past couple months is your allegation.
Love this.
Even within the past couple months, is your allegation that government officials are aiding in pedophilia, child trafficking, and the grooming of children, right?
You mean like what Jeffrey Epstein did with the Clintons?
Right? Oh, yeah. So, anyways, you get the point. So, you'll be able to post funny things in here. I did this little article. Feel free to share it. It's a book cover that I did. Hard Times on the Inside. TickingBomb.com, right? The AOC story, in her own words, the autobiography that rocked the Supreme Court. So I have a little fun. And I really do hope that my website, my community that I'm going to build from the bottom up is a blessing to you, that you are able to be satisfied, that you're actually getting to the truth, right? That when you can Google the definition of recession, and every left wing politician out there is beating the drum that, oh no, it can't be a recession. Look at the jobs, other as if words don't mean anything. I'm gonna hang it up there. I need to go to bed. So I hope you enjoyed. I'm looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to this project I'm working on, and please make sure you like and subscribe. And that's TickingBomb.com.